What's up guys, this is going to be a tutorial on how to mod almost any Magnetic Pyraminx's tips to be faster. So you're going to start off by just pulling off the cap. This is like the hardest part. Then you're going to take this part right here out of the Pyraminx. So I'm going to be using again Pyraminx, but most of them have the same sort of mechanism. Then you're just going to clip off as much as you can without grabbing any of these pegs, because these are needed to keep the tip on. So you can just clip right here for the GAN, like that. And I like to round off these parts right here. And then you just keep doing that. Boom, now that's done. There's a lot less plastic over here, which means less contact and less friction. Now for the next part, magnetizing the tips. Since I just cut out these pieces right here, which held the magnets now need to go on these tips. So what I'm gonna do is grab these magnets, I'll link them in the description. I'll put them right here to get the polarity correct. I'll pull it off, making sure the top is on my index finger, and then keeping that index finger side pushed down onto the tip, like that. So now for gluing. I'll just put a bunch of glue right there. Magnet goes on the tip right here. Pull it off. And then onto the spot it goes. Then just make sure it's centered like this. And then let it dry. So for the last step, you're gonna wanna put all of these tip pieces back on, and then you can get started on sanding down the bottom of the tips. What this will do is it will space the tip up slightly from the rest of the Pyraminx so that it is not touching and causing any friction. So you're gonna take your piece and then you're gonna sand it for around 10 seconds. And then you're going to put it back onto the cap and see how far it is spaced. So it should look something like this, where it is not touching the Pyraminx body at all. And so once it's good, you can take it, get a wet paper towel, and then just wipe off all of this plastic residue. Then you can just put it back on, and you're done.